说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, newbies. This is Chinese Pod. We have a lesson in spoken Mandarin. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Jenny, would you tell us about today's lesson, please?
It's called Pretty Ugly.
Pretty ugly.
Yes, and in the lesson we will have both words there.
Yes. You glanced at me when you said that. Pretty
No,
ugly.
I didn't.
Okay.
I was just making eye contact.
Okay, fine. I'll take your word for it. Now, you might as well give us a couple of clues then. How do you say in Chinese, how do you say pretty?
好看,好看,
All right. And how do you say ugly?
难看,难看.
There you go. Now, we won't explain too much of that right now. You've got two clues there.
Yes.
You're going to hear them in context. If you haven't studied Chinese before, no problem. You will understand this by the end of this lesson because we'll go through it in some detail. But let's listen to the sounds first, and maybe you can pick out those keywords that we just gave you. And after that, we'll listen to the dialogue 3 times. After that, we'll come back and we'll take it all apart for you.
Dialogue first time.
你真好看，
谢谢，你真难看。
你说什么？
开玩笑，你不难看。
Second time.
你真好看，
谢谢，你真难看。
你说什么？
开玩笑，你不难看。
Third time.
你真好看，
谢谢，你真难看。
你说什么？
开玩笑，你不难看。
Okay, so let's translate it at this point.
Sure. 你真好看.
You're really pretty.
你真好看.
You're really pretty.
你真好看. 谢谢. 你真难看.
Thanks. You're really ugly.
谢谢. 你真难看.
Thank you. And you're really ugly.
谢谢. 你真难看. 你说什么?
What did you say?
你说什么?
What did you say?
你说什么? 开玩笑. 你不难看.
I was just kidding. You're not ugly.
开玩笑. 你不难看.
Just kidding. You're not ugly.
开玩笑. 你不难看.
A happy ending.
Yes.
There you go.
Well, a semi-happy and quasi-happy
Yeah,
end.
because it says in the end you're not ugly. It's not exactly saying you're a raving beauty. It's just saying you're not ugly. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I'd take it. I'd settle for it. But anyway, let's look at the first sentence again now. We can analyze this in a little bit more detail.
Yep. 你真好看. 你真好看.
Now, the first word here is the pronoun for you, and that is
你. 你.
okay. Now, the sentence was you are
Really
pretty.
pretty.
So the adjective pretty is
好看. 好看.
now 好看. If you translate it literally, it means good looking.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it generally, do you use it for men?
Not really.
Okay.
It has a very feminine connotation.
Okay.
So you might use 好看 to describe a child, a boy.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
really a grown man.
Okay. So it's something that is more likely to use in the context describing a woman or a girl. There you
yes.
go. 好看. So the emphasis here, to emphasize pretty, we said,
你真好看. 你真好看.
so the word 真, first tone, is that
Yes.
right? Means really or extremely.
Yep.
All right. So the tones on all of that sentence, could you tell us about those?
Sure. 你 third tone, meaning you. 真 first tone, really. And 好看 third and fourth.
Okay, there you go. That's the tones. 你真好看. There you go. Now, of course, you want to say thanks for the compliment. You say,
谢谢,谢谢.
now, you may have guessed, of course, here, there's probably some friends here teasing a little bit. So the reply came, well, you're actually very ugly.
你真难看,你真难看.
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Now, the pattern here is the same as in the first one.
Yes.
The first sentence was,
你真好看,
and the second one is,
你真难看.
so we just changed one word there.
Yes.
So we changed from 好看, which means good looking and pretty, to
难看,难看,
meaning
ugly.
ugly.
Yes.
So the word can actually means to look. So
Yep.
it implies to look. So hao means good, and nan actually means difficult. Yeah.
You are so ugly that you're
It's
difficult to look at.
Yeah, indeed. So one
Hard on the eyes.
Indeed, hard in the eyes is a good expression. Yeah. So so let's compare them. So pretty and ugly.
好看,好看,难看,难看.
Okay. Now your friend is kind of shocked by that, and she says, "What did you say?"
你说什么?你说什么?
你说什么? Now the verb to speak is
说,说.
okay. We
First
have
tone?
First tone. 说, and we have the same pronoun as in you, and that is
你,你.
so you speak would be
你说,你说.
great. But in this case, we're asking a question, and so literally translated, it would be you speak what. So to ask the question what, we say.
什么?什么?
So there you have it. When you want to somebody to repeat what they said, you can say.
什么?什么?
Or the full sentence here we had.
你说什么?你说什么?
你说什么?
Yeah.
Now, just as with English, depending on the context and the way you say this, it could actually sound slightly aggressive, or it could be
Yes.
totally friendly. Like, what did you say?
Yeah.
As opposed to, what did you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, in this case, it's kidding, playful, two friends, whatever. And just to underscore that, the person says,
开玩笑,你不难看. 开玩笑,你不难看.
okay, now, the first expression there was
开玩笑,开玩笑.
开玩笑. Now, tell us about that.
玩笑 means a joke,
A joke.
a playful tease, but in the sense of, just kidding, the kidding part.
Okay, so when you kid, the best translation is to kid someone.
Yes.
To kidding, that's right.
Yes.
玩笑 is a joke in that sense. And the verb is,
开, 开,
that's first tone. Now, kai
Exactly.
actually literally means
to open.
to open. So you can see metaphorically here, to start,
crack
begin,
joke.
to crack a joke, indeed. So really, really useful phrase. You're just kidding with someone. I was just joking. There you go. You can
Yeah.
say,
开玩笑,开玩笑. And in English, you say, I'm only kidding,
Yeah, I'm
just
just kidding.
But in
Yeah.
Chinese, you just say 开玩笑.
you don't need a pronoun in
No.
that sense. Okay. Now, the last sentence was, you're not ugly.
你不难看,你不难看.
Now, that's cold consolation, perhaps, but
Yes.
there you go. You're not ugly. Now, because the word for ugly, as we said, was,
难看,难看.
now we had the pronoun for you, of course, which was,
你
now the negative form in Chinese is very often formed by adding the word.
不,不.
So when we put it all together, we said, literally, we had, you are not ugly.
Yes.
So that was,
你不难看,你不难看.
there you go. Let's listen to that 3 more times.
Dialogue first time.
你真好看。
谢谢。你真难看。
你说什么？
开玩笑。你不难看。
Second time.
你真好看。
谢谢。你真难看。
你说什么？
开玩笑。你不难看。
Third time.
你真好看。
谢谢。你真难看。
你说什么？
开玩笑。你不难看。
Okay, we hope that
That was
useful.
educational
Indeed.
as it was entertaining.
Indeed, and we know that you, dear Chinese pod listeners, you are all 好看.
Yes.
And if you're guys, you're all handsome. You're not
难看，
难看.
不难看，真好看。
真好看. Right, good. Now that we've inflated your egos, go and do some homework. Go to ChinesePod.com and explore this. You'll see the exercises, the characters, the whole written thing. That's how you learn this language, by exploring it and by seeing the words in different contexts and so on. Now, we'll be back again tomorrow with another lesson, Jenny. But
Yes.
right now, it's time for us to say
再见。
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0612.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0612 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0612.
0612.